What's up, guys? We're back for another week of the A game. App State football has their eyes on another Sun Belt championship after a big road win over Texas State on Saturday.
Zach Thomas is back in the lineup for the Mountaineers and is on the watch list for the College Football Performance Awards. National Performer of the Year and his teammate Jordan Fair is the Sun Belt's Defensive Player of the Week for the second time in the last 4 games.
Volleyball's Kara Spicer and Becky Porter were honored with Sun Belt awards this week. Mountaineer Spotlight host Jay Boyd joins us from Kidd Brewer Stadium. And stay tuned for our Player of the Week. I'm Austen Lopp.
And I'm Grace Salter, and this is the A Game. After suffering a concussion on the first series of play versus Georgia Southern just 2 weeks ago, Appalachian State quarterback Zach Thomas made his return last Saturday. Getting their star offensive performer back propelled the Mountaineers to a 38-7 victory over the Texas State Bobcats. The Black and Gold improved to 7-2 overall and 5-1 in the Sun Belt Conference, which also puts them back in control of their own destiny. Georgia Southern lost their second Sun Belt game against Troy on Saturday, which places them now below App State in the East Division rankings. If the Neers can defeat Georgia State away and then come home to defeat Troy in the last regular season game, Kidd Brewer Stadium will host the first ever Sun Belt championship. In Austen, Appalachian State definitely seemed like they were in control the whole game versus Texas State. What stood out to you about that performance?
Well, overall, I think the defense, again, nothing surprising here. They did exactly what they needed to do. 6th game this season, allowing less than 10 points. Texas State only had 218 total offensive yards, and they were able to force 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and that interception. Defense right back where we need them. You know, we had to give them some time to get right back where they are, but with these big games coming up, I really feel like the defense is playing where they need to be, and once again, they shined this week.
No doubt. The defense for Appalachian State has carried their success all season, and it's been the consistent effort of the group, too. It's not like they've really let a game go here or there. Like you said, only 6 games, or 6 games in total that they've let teams score under 10 points. That's incredible. And Appalachian State's allowed only 15 touchdowns this season in 9 games. That's 7 touchdowns less than the second-place team in touchdowns allowed in the Sun Belt. So, and that team is actually Troy, who Appalachian State's kind of rivaling with right now in that Sun Belt East. But to allow only 15 touchdowns on the season, I mean, that is just lockdown defense, game in and game out. Another big story for App State this past weekend was the return of the quarterback, Zach Thomas.
Zach is back. Rank app again. Zach is back. He went 25 for 36, had 2 touchdowns, not a single interception, and also 76 rushing yards. He definitely came back and he made a statement. It's exactly what we needed. He was able to spread the ball well, made some killer reads where he needed to, and the biggest thing was that he had 10 players with a catch. Being able to have so many offensive weapons, I feel like the Mountaineers are right back where they need to be on both sides of the ball. Zach Thomas is feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Having Zach Thomas in as that catalyst, no doubt, is a big deal for the Mountaineers. But the rushing, for me, from this offense seems to be the heartbeat of this team scoring points all season. Darrington Evans led all rushers with 86 yards and 2 touchdowns out of a team total of 221 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns as well from App State running backs. They remain the #1 scoring offense in the Sun Belt and the #1 rushing offense in the Sun Belt as well. And that kind of leads into the conversation of the Sun Belt title game. We mentioned on previous A-Game episodes, we've kept the viewers updated. We want to keep you updated consistently with the status of App State getting into that Sun Belt title game. But right now, Georgia Southern drops another game this weekend as App State wins another one. That puts Georgia Southern below Appalachian State in the East Division rankings. Now Troy and App State both tied for that top spot. Both teams expected to win out. And it looks like that game at Kidd Brewer Stadium to cap the regular season will decide who hosts the very first ever Sun Belt title game.
Absolutely, and I feel like a lot of people felt that like the air had been pulled out of the season when we lost to Georgia Southern, and everybody was so excited about that conference championship that everybody thought was going to be here, and it's still very, very, very possible that it can happen. We have to win out, though. I mean, we have Georgia State this weekend. We were very successful against them last year. I don't feel like hopefully that we will have much of an issue with that. But that Troy game, that's on November 24th, that is right around, that is on Thanksgiving break. So we really, really, really are telling people that get back here, come back, cheer for your Mountaineers on the 24th. It'll be a great game, and that is honestly the biggest game of the season for us right now, and it determines everything that could happen. So I really feel like everybody should get back and have a great game.
Show out to the Rock on
out.
November 24th with a Georgia State win for Appalachian State coming up in their next game away at Georgia State. If they win that one, come home to Kidd Brewer, fighting to host the first ever Sun Belt title game.
Coming up after the break, Mountaineer Spotlight host Jay Boyd joins star outside linebacker Anthony Flory at Kidd Brewer Stadium.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Jay Boyd here with senior linebacker Anthony Flory. How does it feel to be a senior leader on this team, Anthony?
It's been a long 4 years. Well, actually, it's been a short 4 years. It goes by fast, but the guys that were here before me, they did a good job getting me prepared to, take the leadership role. So when it was my senior year, like this year, it was just seamless. It wasn't really like that big of a transition. It was just real easy because we're real tight around here. Everybody's like just like a big family around here. So it's like they know, the young guys know they gotta listen to the older guys. The culture we have here is very, very good one. We take pride in that. So.
You spoke on those older guys that help you make that transition. Eric Boggs is a big name that a lot of people will realize from that group, and Devin Stringer as well. How did those guys help you make your transition into the role you're in now?
Yeah, it was a bunch of guys. Eric Boggs, Stringer, Law, Toronto, Thomas, Duck. It's just a bunch of guys, and they really just helped me. I just watched them, see how they react, talk to the team, see how they handle situations, and I just try to mimic them because
So with you making that transition into more of a leadership role, you had 87 tackles last year. You played really well in the Camellia Bowl. What would you say was your biggest moment to let you know, okay, I'm okay, I can play at this level?
Yeah, like you said, the Camellia Bowl, where I had a pretty good game. So when I knew Bob was leaving, I just felt like I was comfortable. I was like, all right, he's leaving me. And I had Jordan Fair coming up, and I knew he was going to do a good job filling that role. So I was comfortable. I had no worries that we were going to come and keep doing what we're doing. So I had no worries.
You guys have a lot of senior leadership on that defense. You have a lot of guys that have been here, have been in their roles, and are pretty comfortable in those roles. How does your defensive coaching staff help you guys to take on the leadership positions that you guys are in at this point?
Our coaches do, they really focus on leaving it in our hands. They tell us, hey, you all got to take care of this defense. You got to lead the defense. They want to make it so it's not really them. The coach is telling us what to do because that doesn't really work out most of the time. So they really want a player-led defense or a player-led team, really. So they let us really, delegate and make stuff happen. If we make a decision, some punishment needs to happen, it goes through us and we make it happen. So it's not like a coach coming down on you. It's their fellow teammate talking to you. It's on the same level.
You played some really big high school ball. You played in the state of Florida, a great state for high school football. That helps you make that transition to this level, but who are some of the big names that you guys played in high school?
I played against George Scarlett. He plays for the Gators now. Dalvin Cook, Yearby. Who else? That was a while ago. It's a bunch of big names, and we had some big names on my team too, which also helped me. Going against them in practice every day just really helped me out. Like Sony Michel, who's our running back, Isaiah McKenzie. We had a lot of big names with us, so it really helped me. It's not like when I came, like I would see somebody that I know, so it's not like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like a big college player. It's somebody like I played against him, so it's not really that big of a deal.
You guys have played fantastic defensively through the first part of the season where we are now. How do you guys look to keep that going through the rest of the Sun Belt race and possibly the bowl game?
We just got to listen, take what our coaches give us, our game plan. Our coach gives a different game plan every week. So we got to keep, stay in the film room, stay in our playbook, and just, just focus on our keys, keep good eyes, just do what our coaches tell us, because our coaches always give us a great game plan, something fun to play with. They never keep it, vanilla. They always put something new in for us that will keep it exciting. So yeah, just listen to our coaches and follow the game plan.
You have had another great season here. You almost lead in tackles or are right there close every week. How do you prepare yourself mentally to go out there for a battle for 4 quarters every week and make sure to bring that intensity so that your linebacking core does not miss out on some opportunities to win football games?
Just, taking in the energy. Our defense, before games, leading up to the games, the whole week, we just a lot of energy all the time. So I just feed off my teammates, and they get me ready. Pre-game, we in there getting hyped, ready to go. By the time we get out on the field, we ready to kill someone pretty much. So yeah, just feeding off my teammates really is what I do.
What's the thing that you're most looking to improve upon or to keep consistent through the rest of the season?
I guess I can work on my hands more, using my hands with O-linemen. I like to sometimes use my head. And I can't really do that. You gotta use your hands these days. They get real iffy about neck, head injuries and all that. So use my hands more and better feet. Work more on my coverage. Just little things.
You guys have done great so far. We look forward to watching you through the rest of the season. Jay Boyd, Mountaineer Spotlight. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jay. Anthony Flory, definitely an important part of that App State defense, leading the team in tackles right now. Now it's time for Q&A game with some interesting Thanksgiving-themed questions.
All right, so if you were to play a sport here at App, what would it be and why?
I'd probably play soccer because I played soccer in high school, and I know a bunch of girls on the soccer team, and they're a really good group of people.
All right, so if you were to play a sport here at App State, what would it be and why?
I'd have to say cross country. I can't catch anything. That's always been the case.
All right, if you were to play a sport here at App State, what would it be and why?
I'd play volleyball because it was something I'd play with my family a lot.
If you were to play a sport here at App State, what would it be?
Men's volleyball, because I do play men's volleyball.
And college basketball is around the corner. Are you excited for that at all?
Very excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun to go support.
And besides App, do you have any favorite teams?
Auburn, War Eagle.
All right, so college basketball is back. Are you excited for the season?
I'm very excited for the season. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you have any favorite teams or anything like that?
Yes, actually, Kansas Jayhawks. Sorry, not App State, but longtime fan.
I think my Tar Heels definitely got them beat, for sure.
I don't know about that.
And college basketball is back around the corner. Are you excited for the season?
I'm definitely excited for the season.
And who's your favorite team?
Probably the Tar Heels.
I like that answer. All right, so say you played football and you're on the team and you saw the coach walk in, Thanksgiving time, you see him walk in a turkey costume. What would your reaction be?
I mean, part of me just wants to say, hey, coach, but the other part kind of wants to take the big fork and chase him because he's dressed as a turkey.
If you saw the head football coach walk in a turkey costume, how would you react?
Like, what you doing, bro? Like, why you in a turkey costume, almost?
And if you saw the head football coach walk in a turkey costume right now, what would your reaction be?
That's wild.
And if you saw the head football coach walk in right now in a giant turkey costume, since Thanksgiving's coming up, how would you react?
I'd probably laugh. I'm going to be honest. I'd just laugh at him.
Austin, if I saw Coach Sat on campus in a turkey costume, my first instinct would be to find some gravy, pour it on his head, and get my fork, my special fork, because I love Thanksgiving. I think I'd have to maybe try to go after Coach Sat in that one.
Okay, super weird answer for a super weird question. I don't even really know what I would do in this situation. I think more I'd be along the lines of, we have a game this weekend. What are you doing? Why are you just walking around campus in a turkey outfit? Put the polo back on, get yourself a headset, let's practice.
It'd be even weirder if you saw him after me. He'd have a bunch of
gravy
on his
soaked
head.
in gravy. It's weird. And so if you could play any sport at App, which one would you play?
I played soccer in high school a good bit, so I think I'd probably have to try to strap on the boots for Mountaineer soccer.
I got you. I think if I were going to commit, I would go with Quidditch. I feel like there's a lot of money in the sport. It's got a lot of hype right now. So
world-class team here.
World-class team. We're winning consistent championships. I know I want to play for a ring, so I think that's where I'm going to go with.
No doubt, no doubt. And Austen, if you had to pick your favorite NBA team, I already know your answer, but tell us, what's your team?
Oh, go Sixers. They just got Jimmy Butler this weekend. I cannot wait to watch that team play. I'm all about East Coast basketball again. Let's get it. Go Sixers. What about you?
Okay, with NBA, I'm more of like a root for the individuals type of guy, but definitely the Hornets. I'm a Hornets fan if I picked a team. Kemba Walker, probably the most underrated player in the NBA in my opinion. I'm also a huge Kyrie Irving fan, so like I have a soft spot for the Celtics, no doubt.
Gotcha.
Coming up next on the A Game, we will give you coverage of the men's and women's basketball teams, soccer, volleyball, and cross country. Stay with us.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The men's basketball team is starting the 2018-19 season strong with a 125-62 victory over Mars Hill in the season opener on Tuesday inside the Holmes Convocation Center. All 14 App State players saw action and they all scored at least 3 points, with 4 of those reaching double figures. Justin Forrest led the Mountaineers with 23 points on 9 of 12 shooting and a 4 of 6 mark from deep. He tallied 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. The Black and Gold shot 62.9% from the field and 50% on three-pointers. The Mountaineers also had 22 assists and scored 34 points off of 24 turnovers by Mars Hill. The 125 points by the Mountaineers is the second most in program history, behind the 135-point game last season against Toccoa Falls. Appalachian has won its last 5 home openers under head coach Jim Fox and scored 100 points in the last 3. App will play on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. at the SEC opponent Alabama. The game will be a non-bracket game for the Charleston Classic and will be broadcasted on the SEC network.
The women's basketball team opened the 2018-19 season with an 80-61 setback at UAB on Friday evening in Bartow Arena. Ashley Polasek scored 15 points on 7 of 14 shooting and grabbed 6 rebounds in her first start for the Mountaineers. Tiara Wilson tied for the team lead with 15 off the bench. Bailey Plummer had 10 points off the glass for a game high. The Black and Gold will look to bounce back as it faces Georgia Tech on Sunday at 2 p.m. in Atlanta.
The volleyball team clinched the Sun Belt East Division title with a 3-1 victory at Troy on Friday evening. Kara Spicer was strong on offense with 15 kills and a match-high 6 blocks. Emma Longley recorded 9 kills and 8 digs. Becky Porter tallied her team-leading 9th double-double of the season with 40 assists and 10 digs. Emma Riley recorded a team-high 17 digs for the Mountaineers. The division title is a first for the Black and Gold since the Sun Belt went to a division format in 2016. App will receive a double bye and earn the 2nd seed of the Sun Belt tournament next week in Atlanta, Georgia. The Mountaineers' first match at the Sun Belt tournament will take place on November 17th. The Black and Gold will finish the 2018 season on Sunday at South Alabama.
The men's soccer team, who was seeded 3rd, fell 3-0 to number 2 seed Georgia Southern in the second semifinal game of the Sun Belt Championship in Georgia. Despite the loss, the Black and Gold ended the season as the conference's top defensive team with 7 shutouts and posted 7 All-Sun Belt selections. The Mountaineers finished with an 8-5-3 record in the regular season.
4 players for App State have been ranked in the top 25 of their respective weight class. Randall Diabe is ranked at number 17 for the Mountaineers in the 197-pound division. Sophomores Alan Clothier and Cody Russell and junior Kerry Miller are all among the top 25 as well. The wrestling squad went 2-1 at the Northeast Duels on Saturday. They had wins against Sacred Heart and Ithaca around a loss to 15th-ranked Rutgers. The Black and Gold shut out Sacred Heart 55-0 and won 3 matches in a 26-9 loss to the Scarlet Knights. The Mountaineers took their first 8 matches in a 32-9 win against the Bombers.
Ryan Brown finished 92nd in a field of over 230 to lead Appalachian State men's cross country at the NCAA Southeast Regionals on Friday. The Mountaineers finished 21st out of 33 teams with 583 points. This was the final meet of the season for the Mountaineers, who won 2 meets during the 2018 campaign and placed second at the Sun Belt Championships. 3-time All-Sun Belt honoree Emily Fetters finished 91st out of 200 runners to lead the women's cross-country team at the NCAA Southeast Regionals also on Friday. The Mountaineers finished 21st out of 33 teams in the meet with 567 points. The race concluded the season for the Black and Gold, winning 4 races during the 2018 season. The Mountaineers captured the program's second Sun Belt title in the last 3 years.
And now it's time for our Player of the Week. It could be nobody else but quarterback Zach Thomas. In his return to the starting lineup for the Mountaineers, Zach Thomas finished 25 for 36, 323 yards, and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
And the Mountaineers seem to have lost a little confidence with his injury a couple weeks ago, but the star sophomore quarterback came right back, picked up right where he left off in that 38-7 win over Texas State. And now the Black and Gold have almost all of their offensive weapons healthy, back on the field, and they can make a push for that Sun Belt title game. But that's going to do it for us right here on the A Game today. Thanks for watching. I'm Gray Salter.
I'm Austen Lopp. Check in next week.